that they have bought a house in Karen for Mr. Ethekon at 80 million. Ethekon did not have a house in Nairobi, he was living in Turkana. I want to challenge the chairman of IEBC to confirm whether he has moved to Karen.
Welcome back to the news media. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still following what is happening in Kalou constituency, Nyandarua County, amid the ongoing by-election campaign on the ground with the different candidates, where the government of President William Ruto is appear to be using all its power and authority to seize Kalou parliamentary seat ahead of 16th July by-election, whereby, as we speak right now, the senator of Nyandarua County, Senator John Methu, have now declared that the IEBC in this country of Kenya, led by Ethekon, who is the chairman, must conduct the by-election that was scheduled to happen on 16th July 2026.
IEBC must proceed with the by-election. IEBC must proceed with the by-election. I want them to organize the one must. IEBC must proceed with it. IEBC must proceed with it.
And I support it. Kwani wanaogopa nini? If the IEBC are afraid of conducting a small by-election in a single constituency, then they are trying to tell us that they are also not ready to conduct general election that is going to happen on 10th August 2026. How can you say that you are afraid of conducting the by-election in a small constituency, a small one? Because of voter bribery, violence, and goons. How did you people know that goons will be deployed there? We want the answers. Mulijua that goons wataenda huko? If you can't conduct that by-election, then all of you people should resign. All the crew within the IEBC should resign immediately.
Dispute Resolution Committee report in Nairobi. Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu cautioned against electoral injustice in next year's general election, warning that its credibility relies on the conduct of the electoral body.
Doing the right thing is the greatest asset every public servant to every public institutions. My hope is you will lead the team in a manner not previously led.
With up to 323 election disputes filed before IEBC in the aftermath of the 2022 polls, IEBC is being called upon to resolve election-related cases faster and fairly to uphold public confidence.
The integrity of an electoral justice system lies in whether disputes are resolved fairly, promptly, and credibly throughout the electoral cycle.
If we fail in an election, a national election, especially one that threatens to be as divisive as the one that is upcoming, we will all sink.
I encourage our friends in the IEBC and its partners to address key challenges, gaps in public awareness, stakeholder engagement.
Speakers during the event stating the success of the general election squarely depends on the preparedness of IEBC commissioners and secretariat staff, calling for a coordinated approach.
The level of trust in elections will be much lower if the judiciary does not play its role.
The Election Offences Act further gives the DPP power to order investigations and prosecute election offences.
The judiciary's top organ pledged to uphold justice in the likely event of election disputes emanating from the 2027 general election.
We need to restore sanity in our electoral processes as we move towards 2027. These small incidences are a precursor of what is likely to happen in 2027.
An election
is under increased pressure to fully implement its code of conduct before, during, and after any electioneering process, failure to which stakeholders are warning that the 2027 general election could be a time bomb in waiting. Seth Ola.
Because you are trying to tell Kenyans that you are not ready to conduct the general election. If you can't manage a single constituency and conduct free and fair election, how will you manage to conduct the general election in this country of Kenya that will happen on 10th August 2027? How? We want an answer from that one. And that is why I told you in this platform that Ruto met the IEBC people yesterday. Before that press conference that the IEBC did, where they were threatening to postpone the by-election. No. Ni Ruto ndiye alikutana na watu secretly on a private office, discuss. Because Ruto is saying that ametumia pesa mingi on Kalou, 1 billion for bribe, 10 billion for project, yet the ground is still chanting regarding Gachagua's candidate. So Ruto, together with this team under Kenya Kwanza government, are afraid of losing all Kalou seat.
One time. Arambe. One time. DCP. Skiza ground. DCP. Skiza ground. Modono. Sami Douglas Kamau Waweru. Ati Modono. Sami Douglas Kamau Waweru.
Wanaogopa. They are afraid of what will follow next if Gachagua won that seat. They are afraid of embarrassment. Ndo maana unaona hizi vitu za IEBC mara nini, but what IEBC did yesterday was seriously wrong. How can you say that you are going to postpone the by-election because of voter bribery, yet you know you have the evidence of candidates that are bribing people there? What are you still waiting for? The IEBC could have disqualified UDA candidate. That is what I'm repeating there. If they were truly independent, they could have disqualified Gachagua's candidate and also order the arrest of state officials that Ruto have deployed to all Kalou to carry on with the campaign. Akina Moses Kuria that are hiring good.
All this violence is being organized by Mathera Member of Parliament Eric Wamumbi and his wife and Moses Kuria, using goons brought to all Kalou from outside the constituency. As we speak, this morning, the Nairobi Sierra team is in a hotel in Kalou under the command of Eric Wamumbi and his wife Betty Maina. And this morning, a team of heavily armed officers have left Muranga to join this team at the request of Betty Maina, headed by Felix Mayu, an officer from Maragua Police Station. All those officers are heavily armed in plain clothes, and they are going to join the Nairobi Sierra in preparation of violence in all Kalou. What we are saying is that the violence is by the state. The people of Kalou are very peaceful, and there is no violence between the people of Kalou among themselves.
And other state officials that are there. Right now, the government officials have been deployed in all Kalou because of a one by-election, a single constituency. Besides that one, 1 hour ago during the press conference by the DCP party leader Gachagua, Kenyans were shocked after Gachagua exposed on how Ruto have bought a house worth 80 million for the IEBC chairperson Erastus Ethekon. Why?
I just wonder. Yesterday, the fake deputy president and leader of majority Kevani Ichung'wah summoned deputy county commissioners in Gilgil and told them to create an infrastructure today to meet chiefs and assistant chiefs who shall be given money for bribery on Sunday night and election night to go and bribe people in every house. So the chiefs and the assistant chiefs will be meeting Kindiki and Ichung'wah today. And Ichung'wah did tell them that they are in charge of IEBC. In fact, Ichung'wah went ahead to tell the government officials that they have bought a house in Karen for Mr. Ethekon at 80 million. Ethekon did not have a house in Nairobi, he was living in Turkana. I want to challenge the chairman of IEBC to confirm whether he has moved to Karen and how did he purchase this house. He has been in office for a year. His income is not sufficient to buy a house for 80 million. Is it true what Ichung'wah is saying, that the government has bought you a house in Karen so that you can bangle the 2027 general election? And Ichung'wah told the officers that they have instructed Ethekon to make sure that the UDA candidate is announced the winner even if he loses, even if people die. I want to challenge Ethekon. When did you move to Karen? You came from Turkana. You came to my neighborhood at a house of 80 million. Where did you get the money to buy a house for 80 million? It must be what Ichung'wah is saying, that they bought you the house and you do what they want. Mwangi Kujori has been calling the presiding officers and threatening them, offering them money to bangle the election. And those who refuse, he is intimidating them. that he has instructions to make from William Ruto to make sure the election is won. And he is telling them that if they don't help government, they'll face government wrath. I want to thank the returning officer and all presiding officers in Kalou. So far, they have been very firm. Please don't be intimidated. Kionjore, Ichongwa, Kindeki, Ruto will take you nowhere. Live up to the oath you have taken to conduct free and fair election in Kalou. I want to say, Bwana Ethekon, do the right thing. Don't try to postpone this election. Make sure there is no violence. Talk to the IG to make a public statement that goons will not be allowed into Kalou. Because if there are no goons, the election will be peaceful. The people of Kalou are extremely peaceful and they don't want violence. During the 25th commemoration of Gen Z protests, we saw police deployment in the city. How come they cannot secure a simple constituency in Kalou from goons, to the extent that the IEBC chair is crying that he needs to postpone elections because of anticipated violence? We are asking IEBC to discuss with the IG that plainclothes police officers are not deployed in Kalou because they are the ones who cause violence. They are the ones who cause violence in Bere. Plainclothes police officers are the ones who cause violence in Narok. They are the ones who are causing violence in Kalou. They are the ones that Eric Wamumbi and Betty Mine are planning to cause violence in Kalou. We want the IG to deploy only uniformed police officers in Kalou, so that if they cause violence, people can notice, they can take photographs and videos. We are asking plainclothes police officers to be kept off Kalou. We are asking the IG to make a public statement that goons from Nairobi, being organized by Moses Kuria, and others will not be allowed into Kalou. And if goons are kept off Kalou, we'll have a very peaceful election, because the people of Kalou are peaceful people. I want to add there by saying that there was a meeting on 9th July by the County Security and Intelligence Committee with all the candidates to discuss security. This meeting was postponed indefinitely.
Those are the voter bribery. You are bribing the IEBC people to announce your candidate by force, Mr. President. At the IEBC, I think that the IEBC in Kenya are independent. But what are you doing to them? You appointed them. Why don't you let them do their job? Mbona usiwache ufanye kazi yao? Let us listen to Rigathi Gachagua from the Mount Kenya, from DCP headquarters Nairobi, exposing what is still happening behind Kalou by-election campaign, whereby Kindiki, Kimani Chungwa are now meeting chiefs in the villages in Kalou to make sure that they are going to bribe people at night ahead of 16th July by-election. Let us listen to Rigathi Gachagua himself. And if it is true that what Gachagua is saying is wrong, why don't you go after Gachagua? Mbona msende mshike? If you people, you are man enough, why don't you go and arrest Rigathi Gachagua? Why don't you go and arrest that gentleman? Amwezi mkamshika, because you people know very well that what Gachagua is saying is correct and it is true. So you don't know, you can't go and arrest Rigathi Gachagua. But what IEBC is doing right now, they are trying to tell the Kenyans that come 2027 election, they will not, they are not ready. In fact, they are not ready to conduct that. What the press statement that they did yesterday totally exposed the image of the IEBC in this country of Kenya. They did a very, very big mistake by threatening to postpone the 16th July by-election in Kalou constituency. Yesterday, their statement made them, their statement enough. Their statement was, and that statement was enough to tell the Kenyans on how they are corrupt also, which is true. Why do you want to postpone the by-election? Why don't you talk with the IG at the CS of Indira Kipchumba Murkomen to make sure that there is heavy security there with the uniformed one? We want uniformed officers to cover the by-election in Kalou, but not non-uniform police officers. So mwete kutuchezea bwana. In fact, if you postpone this by-election, Gachagua will not lose. That is what you need to know. Number one, Gachagua won't lose if you postpone the Kalou by-election. It is Ruto that is going to lose because number one, atakuwa amepoteza like 11 billion in that single constituency. Only one. And that is why I said on this platform that manene IEBC kusema that presidential candidates should only spend 4.4 billion during the campaign in Kenya. That was a big lie. That statement was made so that Kenyans can know that the IEBC are still existing. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo, because if Ruto can spend 11 billion on a single constituency, tell me how much money. Can you predict how much money that Ruto will spend in his own campaign? Kama kwa constituency moja ndiye anatumia 11 billion na yake across the 47 counties in Kenya, how much will he spend? Let us meet in the next video, my great viewers. Bye bye.